The very first and possibly the very most important thing that Moses says to the children of Israel as they face their Red Sea is that they need to be fearless. He says it this way: do not fear. It occurs to me that in a group this size, there are some of you that know exactly how that feels. Because just when you finish fixing this problem, you turn this way only to find out there's another one waiting on you over here. And then you fix this one only to find out there's another here and another there. Everywhere you look, you feel like you're completely surrounded. And when we're in scenarios like that, it makes sense. In our natural human frailty, our response emotionally would be fear. It makes sense because we're just human. And still, Moses looks at the children of Israel and says, do not fear. Even though your human reaction is to fear, he says it's not that you won't feel it. You just get to make the choice whether or not to wallow in it. You get to decide whether you will make friends with the fear that you feel, whether you will allow it to cripple you and paralyze you and keep you from moving forward. If fear crippled them, they would never have the opportunity to see the incredible miracle that God had in store for them, that they would only experience if they were still willing to put one foot in front of the other and move forward and onward, even with the difficulty in their eyesight. And so if you find that a spirit of fear is attaching itself to some specific area of your life, then you pray about that. You ask the Lord, is this a Red Sea that the enemy is trying to steer me clear of? Because he knows if I keep putting one foot in front of the other, if I cross through this thing, that on the other side is the milk and honey that you have planned. So do not be afraid. What the enemy knows is that fear will cripple you so that you will not put one foot in front of the other and move forward. And as long as you and I are just sitting in church saying amen to the message, he doesn't have a problem with that. Long as you just come to the first conference once a year, he doesn't have a problem with that. Long as you are at the pink conference once a year, he doesn't have a problem with that. What he has a problem with is someone who comes on Sunday and comes to the conference and is enjoying the presence of God, but then walks out of these doors and lives fearlessly, puts one foot in front of the other in obedience to God, and moves onward toward the destiny that God has for them. He doesn't mind us hearing the word. He doesn't want us hearing the word, tucking it into our hearts and moving onward with our lives, disregarding any intention he may have to cripple us and paralyze us from moving forward. So you've got to decide whether or not you're going to entertain the fear that you feel. And so when fear knocks on your door, you've got to decide whether or not you're going to invite it to come in, to have coffee and tea and stay a while, to put up its feet on your coffee table and become your friend. That's your decision. And so when you feel fear arising, don't entertain it, don't engage it, exchange it for an opportunity to pray, to offer your request to God, as he does desire to hear our requests. But in the meanwhile, you keep putting one foot in front of the other. Do not be afraid.